Hello, welcome to the Fall Winter 21 digital edition of Copenhagen Fashion Week. My name is Alec Leach. I'm a consultant and freelance editor and the founder of Future Dust, which is a Instagram profile for responsible fashion. Joining me this evening, I'm very pleased to have a chat with Carl Oscar Olsen, who is the co-founder and creative director of Woodward. And Carl Oscar has just finished showing his Fall Winter 21 collection to the world, or at least it's a little bit different to the usual kind of show format. Carl Oscar, tell us a bit about what it's like to show a collection during these strange and unprecedented times.
Well, I think that doing a show like this is something that we probably will see a lot more in the future. So I think it's a big test for us and for everyone else in the fashion week.
Why was it important for you guys to still do a show?
Um, well, I mean, um, uh, making collections is about telling stories and tell stories about our brand. Uh, Let the people know who we are. Basically, and also to kind of support the Copenhagen Fashion Week because they're doing so many good things that we felt kind of responsibility to kind of like support that and so we did our best.
What kind of stories were you wanting to tell with the collection this season?
Well, I think that from every collection you make, you learn something new when you take something along with that. When we started out the conceptual process for this collection, uh, we also marked a new era of our team within our team, and there were many new faces in design, product development, sales, marketing, and so on. And I think that really made us motivated and inspired us a lot to kind of like look deep within our brand and our brand history and kind of like work thoroughly to elevate our core DNA, which is contemporary streetwear. When we began plan and elaborate on creating the collection, we had an urge to kind of like make the collection go in many different directions, um, still with an overall kind of set direction, but we wanted to work around the product more than a direct concept, and then try to make it work together in the end. Doing so, I think that product development, sales, marketing, all became team players, and we were all aligned when we created this. So the collection itself, coming to your question, became a reflection of what Woodward are now. We're headed in where Woodward are headed in 2021, almost 20 years since we were founded. Um, I mean, there's a core with a clear reference to streetwear, classic streetwear with iconic kind of like ivy graphics, workwear elements, crossovers to sport references. Um, we worked thoroughly within our kind of like the contemporary part of the collection, focusing on implementing like kind of like this formal platform within our universe. 50s inspired polo knits, Italian wools, etc., etc., merging into our pinnacle pieces, which is a bit more eye-catching products such as boucle embroidered looks and a bit more vibrant colors, so on. Again, like with an overall, I think the overall take on this collection was to really work around the product. So a great team effort from design, product development, really work around great craftsmanship, great fit, all the textures, and so on. Yeah.
How was the actual process of making the collection this year? Did you have to do it all remotely?
Well, I mean, I'm probably not the only one in the design world that thinks that designing product development and sourcing right now during lockdown is fairly frustrating, I'd say.
I can imagine.
To create something, you need to do research. You need to travel. You need to gather information and you need to kind of like get inspiration. Not only that, you need to visit your vendors, see what kind of new techniques they have, what kind of fabrics they can offer, etc., etc. So this not been possible, and so I mean, you just have to deal with that and cope with that, and get the most out of it. So most of our collection is built upon what we have in house and what we could. I mean, how many favors we had in we could pull from different vendors and so on. But I mean, most importantly, I think that it's not like it's anyone's fault. So you have to remember that, and finding a good balance, and finding a good balance between for your team, so they are motivated to kind of like so they're ready when the world get back to normal one time.
Where do you feel like you guys are going to be headed in the future? What does the future hold for Woodward?
Um, Woodward are looking towards our 20 years anniversary next year, so that means I'm very old. I've been lucky to be part of this project for so many years now, and I've outlived so many achievements, building the brand together with my partners and together with an absolute fantastic dedicated crew. So of course we're super ambitious for the future. I mean, we've used the last year on kind of like building and strengthening our organization to fulfill our goals, probably and hopefully for the next 20 years. Um, so yeah, I mean, we just want to create nice products, relevant products, and that reflects who we are, and to keep building a brand and elevate the brand, but most importantly to have fun while doing that.
It's important to reconnect with the original reason that you did it in the first place, right?
Yeah, it's sometimes you forget that, but we actually have a lot of we have a good history, so we have something to build that upon. So I think I'm pretty comfortable about the future.
How did you, with lockdown and travel bans and everything being so kind of locked in, like how did you mentioned, needing to travel and needing to stay inspired. Like how did you get that this season?
Sorry, I don't know. Can you
How
say that
how
again?
did you what did you do to stay inspired this season?
You know, I think I think that creators, designers, product developers. It's not like we just. I mean, it's a constant kind of like organic thing to create something, and obviously, we develop not only like products, but also we work around concepts and ideas that maybe not come to life in the first place, but we have something that we can pull up, and I think that's what we've done this time. That we decided kind of like, okay, let's go deep on the product and the product and the actual product and the products, and to kind of like elevate that. And I think that uh, actually, sometimes it's easier when you kind of like have a set of rules to play within. And I think that not being able to travel, not be able to go to see fabrics fairs and so on, it kind of like also um, puts you in a position where you really need to think deep within yourself and what you can do as a creative person. And I think that it's not all bad.
There's opportunities as well as challenges for sure. Thank you. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us. Do you have any closing thoughts you'd like to make before
No,
we head off?
no.
Great. Well, Carl Oscar, congratulations again for the collection, and thanks for joining us. This has
Thank
been
you.
the Fall Winter 21 digital edition of Copenhagen Fashion Week. Thank you and take care.
Bye.